Hello, welcome to this short presentation about your genetics and the role they play in having high blood pressure. High blood pressure is also known as hypertension. If your blood pressure is high, this means that you have increased force of blood pushing against the walls of your arteries. Hypertension is one of the most common chronic medical conditions in the world. In fact, 1 in 3 American adults has high blood pressure. There are many risk factors that lead to high blood pressure. These risk factors can be separated into two groups. The first is modifiable risk factors. This is what you can change. Some risk factors that are in your control are your physical activity, cigarette smoking, drinking alcohol, and your diet. The second group of risk factors are your non-modifiable risk factors. These are things that you cannot change. This includes your age, gender, ethnicity, and family history. Your family history is made up of the genetics that are passed on from generation to generation. As we all know, our family history is not something we can change, but let's take a little closer look at the role genetics play. We can start with the basics by discussing common terms such as DNA and genes. DNA is what contains all of our unique personal genetic information. It is made up of many genes which create a code for certain traits, features, or characteristics. The final product of this genetic code is called a genotype. A genotype provides the genetic information to determine certain traits such as hair color or eye color. The outward physical appearance of a trait is called a phenotype. For example, this would be the actual appearance of your hair color as brown or your eye color as blue. Now let's talk about inheritance patterns. Families pass their unique genetic code down from generation to generation, which is called heredity. This is why family history is often referred to as the best genetic test. If a family member has a certain genetic code, there is a chance that code may be passed on to their children. Some genetic disorders are passed on in a predictable pattern because they only involve one gene. However, other disorders are much more complex and can involve many different genes. Hypertension is one of these disorders. Changes in human DNA can occur in many ways. Any change in a DNA sequence is called a mutation. These mutations can be passed on from family members or can occur as the result of being exposed to environmental factors such as UV light or cigarette smoke. So how can we relate all of this back to high blood pressure? High blood pressure is a complex disorder that results from a combination of gene mutations and the environment. Since hypertension is such a complex medical condition, it is important to remember there are some factors we simply cannot change, but rather ways that we can prevent and manage high blood pressure. So let's talk about what we can change about our lifestyle in order to prevent the progression of high blood pressure. Even though your genetics may be out of your control, there are so many lifestyle changes that are within your reach. Some of these changes include eating a heart-healthy diet that is low in salt, getting cardiovascular exercise by running, jogging, or walking for at least 30 minutes 5 days a week, maintaining a healthy weight, quitting smoking, and limiting alcohol. If you find that your blood pressure levels remain high despite your best efforts to make these changes, your provider may decide to start you on a medication. Medications are a highly effective option you can use to help reduce blood pressure levels. Keeping your blood pressure under control is so important because if left out of control, it can lead to heart disease, heart failure, heart attack, stroke, kidney disease, and more. While developing high blood pressure is not always something that we can control, remember that there are always measures we can take to keep it under control. Thank you for your time. Please now complete the short 2-minute survey regarding your thoughts and experience with this video.